of the side of the track, and that's it. There's Kevin Mitchell. So Gainey now has moved Steve Hislop up one more place. So the canny Scot sitting back down there. Steve Hislop, riding number 8, has moved one place up the leaderboard. I'll give you his position when he comes past the commentary point next time. Mitchell, Coulter, then it's Steve Hislop, number 8. So a great ride, but what a super performance by Alan Carter. His track record, 3 wins so far, 43 points. There's Hislop.
Incredible that Alan Carter is actually lapping 4 seconds a lap faster than anybody else in the race. That is quite incredible. Rob Orme in second place, some 10 seconds now behind Carter. And then Jupp, Mitchell, Coulter and Hislop. Hislop now up to 6th place. This is Alan Carter in the picture now, bike number 12. He's an expert at Donington Park. He's a fiery little character. He's full of aggression. It's all bottled up, and there's only one thing he wants to do, and that's win this race.
Well, back in the UK after many seasons in the USA, won the French Grand Prix at the tender age of 18 years, Alan Carter. He is one of the brightest talents around on the UK scene, needs desperately good 250cc Grand Prix machinery, and there is no reason why he could not be waving the flag for us in a very determined manner in the World Championship arena. Rob Orme, number 6, in second place, an equally talented and experienced European and overseas rider. Rob Orme from Derby, there's the gap, 10.5 seconds almost, as Roger Burnett said, quite incredible under these conditions. So Rob Orme now having a lonely outing in second, but a very encouraging ride. So here comes the chasing pack. Martin Jupp is in third, heading this bunch, coming towards you now. So look for the number 10 of the Cannock-based Martin Jupp, but it's Kevin Mitchell. Kevin Mitchell, number 3, is into third. So 3 on the bike, third in the race. Kevin Mitchell from Burton-on-Trent on the Chas Mortimer Med Builders Yamaha is into third place. Well, Roger, we have to expect that somebody with the Grand Prix experience would turn in a good performance, but Martin Jupp also fought well for third, but how about Mitchell?
Well, of course, normally the race would start, and a Grand Prix race is a long race. It would perhaps be 30 laps around this Donington Park circuit. We're looking at 12 laps today. Kevin's made a relatively slow start because that's his Grand Prix experience in a way, making sure that the bike's good, settling the tyres in. And now he's starting to pull away from this pack in third place, and he's going to have to Rob Orme in second place. But Steve Hislop, now we can see in the picture, has moved up into 5th place, so his championship title is still looking pretty good. And as I talk, he's moved up to 4th place, so that's good enough for him to win the championship. And then Martin Jupp goes back on the inside of him. A classic overtaking manoeuvre there. Steve couldn't get the power on as he exited the corner because he'd probably gone in a little bit too quickly, but I think Steve's not going to give up, and this is going to be one heck of a scrap, I think.
26-year-old Martin Jupp, I won't say he has no love lost at all, but of course he has absolutely nothing to gain by allowing Steve Hislop past him. There is no reason why he should allow the Honda UK Britain rider to go past. And that's Carter! Alan Carter desperately pushing back. He's back on the circuit. So race leader Alan Carter slid off the track and he's back on. That's allowed Rob Orme and Kevin Mitchell to close dramatically. A look over the shoulder, that is incredible, because Rob Orme is now in touch. Roger, answer me the question, the marshals were pushing him away there. Does that sort of entail any risk with regard to disqualification?
No, not at all. I just hope that Alan hasn't damaged his machine in any way. It looked like the front brake lever, which is operated by the right hand, looks to be intact. The throttle looks to be intact, okay. The rear brake. So Alan looks like he's okay, and there is no damage done. His confidence will be a little bit shattered, but of course Alan's led 2 British Grand Prix in the past and fallen off in wet conditions with only a few laps remaining. So he's very fast in the wet, but he's very susceptible to a fall. But to answer your question, that won't give him the disqualification. No, not at all.
Well, brilliant stuff by Alan Carter. What a quick thinking recovery that was. He picked himself up and he was back in the saddle in a trice. The lead was 10.5 seconds. It's now something like half a second, so do your own maths. It took him 10 seconds to pick himself up, get the bike back on its wheels, out of the sand trap, bump it, back up through the gearbox and into racing speed, and that is unbelievable. Tremendous performance. Alan Carter then still leads the race. Roger, I'm almost astounded and speechless. That was a brilliant recovery.
But it was incredible that he could fall off and actually restart the machine and still be in the lead of the race. I question the fact that he actually fell off initially, because he had a 10-second lead. His pit crew should have been telling him that, and he should have been riding a little bit more sensibly. Now he's going to have to work really hard, and as I thought, the back end of the machine stepped out there. But of course, this will give Rob Orme in second place the scent. He can smell Alan Carter now, who's in front of him, and he'll be taking off to go after him, and Alan's got a race on his hands now, I'm sure.
Well, Rob Orme in there now in second place, really in the hunt, and Kevin Mitchell can see the pair of them. Kevin Mitchell may have no idea what happened to Alan Carter, but all he will know is that he's closed on him dramatically. So great encouragement for the Burton-on-Trent. Right, now this is what happened. Let's have a look. Pushing it back on the track, Carter.
He's actually at Coppice Corner, this, and he's lucky that he's obviously lost the front end, slid off. The marshals have pushed him back on the track, and he's now going down the Starkey Straight as Rob Orme comes into the picture there. And as I say, I can't emphasise how lucky Alan is that there was no damage done to the machine and that he's able to continue.
Well, great stuff, but what a race we have on our hands now. We thought that Alan Carter had streaked away and was wrapping this one up in fine style, but now the gap is still 50 metres. Rob Orme is just ever so close. Kevin Mitchell, number 3, is still there in third place, waiting for the rest of the team as these two riders go down now towards Redgate. Martin Jupp, Wolsey Coulter, over the line they go. Hislop is in 4th, so Steve Hislop is in 4th place, a very safe 4th place, and is doing everything expected of him and everything he needs to do to win the title. Brilliant rivalry between these two Honda teammates, Carter and Hislop, and Rob Orme in second. Well, one of the best 250cc, and that's Mitchell. It looks like Kevin Mitchell, the third place man, has gone. Kevin Mitchell just slides to earth. There was no attempt to get the bike back up. Had that been Carter, he'd have been struggling with it.
Had that been Carter, I think he would have been wrestling with it. He'd have thrown himself underneath it so that he didn't hurt him. But we see Rob Orme go out of the picture now, and obviously Kevin Mitchell must have lost the front end of the machine, lost grip into the old hairpin. He slides to a halt there, and I think at this stage in the race, lap 7, only 5 laps left, he was quite wise to leave the bike parked there. But of course that only helps Steve Hislop's chances. It promotes him up to 3rd place. And looking at the monitor, Kevin Mitchell actually put the fastest lap of the race up, and as I speak, we've got another faller.
That's Paul Buhler, number 34, Paul Buhler. So Paul Buhler from Market Harborough is out. You can see how thick and fast they're tumbling here. The conditions absolutely tricky. I walked across the start-finish straight before the meeting began, and it was quite slippery underfoot. Never mind riding very fast. 75 brake horsepower, 250cc, twin-cylinder, 2-strokes. Roger, what sort of speed are they achieving on the fastest part of the circuit, even in these conditions?
The fastest part of the circuit on the Grand